How to awaken spiritually. Spiritual awakening is not a mysterious event reserved for saints or mystics. It is the natural unfolding of human consciousness. The moment we begin to see beyond ego, fear, and illusion to realize our true nature. To awaken spiritually means to live with awareness, compassion, and presence rather than being controlled by automatic thoughts or emotions. It is a return to clarity, where the mind becomes a servant of the heart, not its master. The journey often begins with discomfort. Many people experience an inner emptiness, even when their lives seem successful. That feeling is not failure. It is the soul's whisper that there is something deeper to discover. Sometimes a personal loss, health crisis, or deep sadness triggers this awakening. For example, a man who lost his job might initially feel devastated, but through reflection, he realizes he had built his entire identity on his career. When that illusion falls, he starts asking, "Who am I without this role?" That question marks the beginning of awakening. The first key to awakening is awareness. Awareness is the light that reveals the unconscious patterns controlling our lives. By observing your thoughts, emotions, and actions without judgment, you begin to recognize how often you live on autopilot. Suppose you feel anger rise when someone criticizes you. Instead of reacting immediately, you pause and watch that anger. You realized it's just energy moving through you, not your identity. That simple act of witnessing breaks the chain of reactivity and opens the door to freedom. The second key is understanding impermanence. Everything changes. When we grasp that nothing lasts forever, attachment loses its power. People who truly see impermanence cherish life more deeply because they know every moment is precious. Imagine someone rushing every day, chasing success, never noticing their child growing up. One day, the child leaves home and the parent realizes those moments are gone forever. That realization can transform suffering into wisdom, awakening gratitude and presence. Another vital element is compassion. True awakening softens the heart. As awareness expands, we sense the interconnectedness of all beings. We no longer act only for ourselves, but for the benefit of others. Helping someone in need or forgiving an old wound raises both our energy and theirs. For instance, when a woman chooses to forgive someone who hurt her deeply, she doesn't erase the past. She releases the burden that kept her heart closed. That release is a spiritual breakthrough. Awakening is not about escaping the world, but living fully in it with clarity and peace. A spiritually awakened person still works, loves, and faces challenges, but with a calm center. Imagine a leader who makes decisions not out of greed or fear, but from understanding and fairness. Their actions inspire others, not because they preach spirituality, but because their presence radiates authenticity. Meditation, mindfulness, and self-inquiry are powerful tools to cultivate this state. Spending just 10 minutes daily in silence, observing your breath, can gradually transform your inner world. Over time, the mind quiets and the natural joy of being arises. However, spiritual awakening is not a single event. It is a lifelong process. Sometimes you feel enlightened, other times you feel lost again. That's normal. Growth happens in cycles. The key is humility. Understanding that awakening is not about being special, but becoming more real. The awakened person doesn't claim superiority. They see themselves in everyone. They laugh more easily, forgive more quickly, and live more simply. Ultimately, to awaken spiritually is to see that life itself is the teacher. Every challenge, joy, or disappointment points us back to awareness. When you realize that peace does not depend on external success, but flows naturally from within, you are already awakening.